So, got a Civivi in a box. Nice spinner. So this is Civivi Sinisys. And it doesn't tell us much more about it. That's all it really says. Let's get this thing out of here. We'll check it in, check it out, see what's going on. Civivi Sinisys. Feels substantial. And I'm going to say that it is. It's got, standard Civivi stuff. Cleaning cloths, stickers, all the good stuff. Let's add a bag to that. Okay. I think I know why it's substantial. Got it figured out. I'm going to share that with you here in just 1 second. Okay. Yeah. Really nice grippy G10 on this side. And it's got a steel liner on this side. And that's added some heft. It's a heavy knife. Man, let's get that blade out. Okay. Ooh. Steel liner or not. If this thing will run, wow. You can tell that steel liner though. Got a few other steel liner knives. Rook, a Ganzo that have steel liners on both sides, steel frame, scales. And they have a distinct action. And when they close, a kind of a clunk. And this has that. Centered blade. There's only one way in this knife. And that's through that back flipper tab. And the detent is such, I don't even think, I'm going to check it before we even check the knife in, but I don't think I can fail it. Nah. Thing's running exceptionally well. Yeah, what's not to love already? Since that steel and that talk of that weight on that, I'm going to address it. Yeah, it's basically 5 ounces. So it's not horribly heavy, but it's got a heft to it. It's substantial. Boy, does that look wicked sharp. Big, tall, flat grind. Hey, man, let's get this thing apart. Let's get it checked in properly. We'll finish checking it out. T6 is on the pocket clip, which, that's fine. Recessed screws, but the clip itself is not recessed. But that back one's got to come. Yeah, that's going to be over 50% of the weight right there. If you take the blade and this other scale, it's got a steel liner insert in it in that G10 side. But this is, yeah, it's 50% of the weight just on this one scale. You got the other scale and the blade is half the weight. Half of the weight, actual half of the weight is right here. Yep, you can tell. Everything else looks pretty standard. It's not really dirty in here. I'll give it a wipe down, and It doesn't seem to want to come out of there. I don't know that I need to force it. Let's squeeze it. Make sure there's no oil under any of that, because there's no oil in here at all. So just a quick wipe, and then we'll lube it. Yeah, there's no oil on the bearings, on the detent, nothing. So we'll lube it. Give it a little bit of lubrication. The detent, albeit it's strong, but it's wonderful. You know, do I notice it when I'm unlocking it? Yeah, man, I do, but it's so snappy, so wonderful coming out of there that there's no way I'm changing that. Yeah. I mean, for this knife and its geometry and, the back flipper only, that whole thing, the detent on this knife, to me, is perfect. Yeah. Yeah, the P word, man. Wouldn't change a thing. All right. Everything's cutting into this black coating that's on here, but that's okay. Just means that however nice that action is now, it's going to get better as time goes by. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty simplistic. There's nothing complicated going on in here. Big, thick stop pin. That's it. Yeah. Simple design. Wonderful blade. That pocket screw come out of there. Yeah. Pretty simple, basic knife. Blade stock's kind of thin, so I'm kind of thinking, oh, this action now, just from lubing it. Yeah, wow. I mean, budget level Civivi, which of course, it's the wee mid line. You got Sencut below this as far as, budget line. Still got a little play in there. Went too far. There we go. Let me check it here. Yeah, nice and solid. Okay. I mean, wow. So the action on this, I just have to take into account what it is. There's no way to fail this. It's just a back flipper only. There's no expectation to spidey flick it, although I can do it. Should be able to thumb flick it. But it wasn't designed for either of those. But they're there. Yeah. But so that back flipper action is unfailable, and then access to the lock it's lowered slightly, then scalloped, and it's got some milling, some fine milling on it. There you can see it. Aid in grabbing it, but excellent action. It's a little stiff, but it runs so well that, man, it's not stiff enough for me to say, hey, I got to change that. It's not really part of the action, but that lockup on there is 50%. So really nice lockup on there. I mean, I'm going to call that action. It's A-level action for what this is. I don't remember the price of this knife. We're going to look, but I don't think it's much. I mean, does it even say what steel this is? Oh, there it is. 14C28N. Did it say that on the box? Did I already see that? Yeah, it's definitely saying it right there. What's the box say? The box didn't say. So, I mean, steel frame, G10 with a steel insert, 14C blade. Big 14C blade. I mean, it's A-level action. It is good stuff for what this is. Got to coax it to get going, but once it goes, and I'm pretty sure as that detent ball continues to wear in on this knife, this is just going to get smoother and smoother. Wonderful action. Ergonomics. So, I mean, again, this knife just excels. Very thin knife and super comfortable in the hand. The jimping's a little far forward, even for a forward thumb grip. I think it's more meant to be used if you choke up. You know, it's one of those knives that has designed in choke up capabilities, and the jimping goes with it up in here. Is this a good choke up? It is. It's not where I would hold the knife. I mean, I'm back behind this flipper tab. It's got jimping on the flipper tab that locks my index finger in, and then thumb forward. So not so confident, very confident. The grip on this, because of the ability to come forward with this needle point, to come forward with this knife and not run the risk of my fingers coming up and over onto that blade, this knife bounces up towards very confident. Wonderful grip on this knife. And this clip point blade, come on, man. Stunning. It's got this stonewash finish on it that I just love, that's carried over into the scale. Not so much on the pocket. The pocket looks like a smooth black coating on it, but the scale itself, the frame here, stonewash, just like the blade, which happens to be 14C, which is one of my favorite steels. Love some 14C. Great stainless qualities, easy to sharpen, excellent edge retention, hard, tough steel. It's good stuff, man. Yeah, the ergonomics on this, come on, man, so good. Let's check pocket clip. Yeah, I mean, I already know. Perfect. Excellent tension. Yeah. Thinner material. This is basically jean size material here. It's got excellent tension on it. It could be a little better. I'm not going to call this a dryer knife, but it does have good tension. And the expectation would be, except in extreme cases, that when I go looking for this knife, it's going to be where I put it. You know, these cutouts aid in the ability to pull that out of there. So one hand in, one hand out. Pretty simple. I could put a little extra tension on this and make it a dryer clip, but I think I'm just going to leave it be. Yeah, pretty good. Let's check for safety, see if there's any blade contact going on. Yeah, there's none through the scales. The tip is recessed in there, and I can't reach it, even with the tip of my fat finger poking in there. I can't get the tip. So clip's good, tip's good, and then there's no worries about incidental blade contact in the pocket. So yeah, pretty solid. Let's looking at this, I just have to check, and this is the best way for me to do it. Yeah, it's a flat grind. Is it sharp? Big, tall, flat grind blade. If it's half as sharp as it looks, this thing's sharp as a razor blade. Okay, well, 100% this knife needs to be stropped. So let's do it. Might as well do it right on camera. I'm going to use this, the slicker side. It's got a green polishing compound on it. I need to perfect the leathers that I've developed with the diamond emulsions. Need to perfect that. And the only reason I'm have it is because I'm lazy and I'm busy, and I have this one and I know it works. Alrighty. Okay, sure enough, I look at the screen and the camera's dead. So I finished dropping it. What do we got? Where'd we get to? Yeah, that's all it needed, man. Just had a couple little booger things on it. That's all that was going on. So Civivi Sinisys, price and availability, man. That's all that's left. Where can we find it, and what do we got to pay for it? So the place to go, you can find these just about anywhere, but the place to go on these is Amazon. I'll put a link below to this item. If you click the link to purchase it, you don't get to buy it any cheaper, and it doesn't cost you any more, but the channel gets a small amount, like, I don't know, 6 cents or whatever. It's very minimal, but the channel makes a few pennies for you using that link. But on Amazon, these are $37 next day. That's a smoking deal, because they retail for like 70 some dollars, I think. And even looking at like White Mountain knives, I could find it there for considerably more than what's going on Amazon right now. So the Civivi Sinisys in 14C, black stonewash, steel liner, nice grippy G10, wonderful clip point. I mean, I like it, especially for the price. Come on, man. This thing's special. Appreciate y'all watching.